How grateful you all must be for this magnificent miracle of life. Yet you just destroy it. What intoxicating vanity you must have to think that you have the right to destroy what belongs also to me. I look forward to the day when you must explain to your grandchildren why they cannot breathe in unfiltered air, drink unfiltered water, and farm on their own land, because back in your day, what you were doing was good for the economy. We do not inherit the land from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. You and I therefore have a problem, because what my grandchildren will be left with is nothing but a toxic, barren wasteland for a home. To waste, to destroy our natural resources, to skim and exhaust the land instead of using it to increase its usefulness, will result in the undermining of the days of our children. The very prosperity which we ought to, by right, hand down to them, amplified and developed. So I want to introduce to you the plant Panaceum virgatum. But for the remainder of this presentation, let's refer to it as switchgrass. To conserve New Zealand's so-called clean green environment for the future of our own children, I will explore switchgrass as a feedstock for the production of biofuel. Biofuel being fuel that is produced from renewable resources, especially plant biomass and agricultural or animal waste. To fuel the cars we drive today, switchgrass would have to undergo a conversion process. The complex process I will briefly explain entails a pre-treatment phase to make lignocellulosic material amiable for hydrolysis, which breaks down molecules into sugar. That sugar would then undergo fermentation, and finally distillation to produce roughly 95% pure alcohol, and then dehydration to bring that ethanol concentration to 99.5%. Enzymatic hydrolysis of switchgrass is mixed with strong enzymes to convert cellulosic material into sugars, which are then fermented and distilled to produce ethanol. Fermentation of the sugar solution involves gasification, then exposure to bacteria which act as catalysts, converting the syngas product into usable ethanol. I will be able to develop my model further in the next round, naturally having more time to present it to you. But I would like to give you an idea of the costs involved. And my research is based on American research, because there's not much in the way of biofuel in New Zealand. But initially it was told that the price at the pump for cellulosic ethanol would range from anywhere between $1 to $3 US per gallon, which converts to roughly 1 to 3 New Zealand dollars per litre, which is pretty much what you pay at the pump for your standard air-polluting petroleum gas. But this price was considered inefficient and of poor value, and the target being to reduce this cost after an initiation period to establish the crop production and extract maximum efficiency in all areas of its production. So we could see this price to fall. New Zealand needs to introduce cellulosic ethanol as a petrol in New Zealand because we need to reduce our unsustainably large carbon footprint. Are you aware that mankind releases 70 million tonnes of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every day? Since pure biofuels release up to 85% less carbon dioxide than petroleum fuel, and 1/4 of emissions are from vehicles alone, the effect of even a small number of people driving with biofuel would be phenomenal. But better yet, let's picture the positive impact we could have on our environment and the environment for our children if the whole of New Zealand were to use this bioethanol. Unlike fossil fuels, which simply release more and more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, switchgrass absorb it from the air and deposit the carbon dioxide into the soil. In fact, after switchgrass has been established for a number of years, 540% more energy can be contained in the ethanol than what is used to grow it and convert it into the fuel. Switchgrass has the potential to produce up to 380 litres of ethanol per tonne harvested, so we can see that it is incredibly sustainable and efficient form to run our cars. Did you know that New Zealand loses 200 to 300 million tonnes of soil to the ocean every year, caused by cultivation of many agricultural crops along with overgrazing of animals and deforestation, depleting the soil and leaving it loose and prone to erosion. But switchgrass adds organic matter to the soil as the roots extend as far above the ground, if not further. With this, switchgrass holds onto the soil to prevent erosion, restoring land quality to enable further usage. Other benefits include its ability to grow on marginal land due to its adaptability, meaning the production of biofuel in New Zealand would not result in any extra deforestation, nor would it invade land dedicated to meat and crop production. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. We need to protect it for our children.